Hi everyone, thanks for coming back to the Quilting Bees YouTube channel. This is Anyone Can Quilt, including me. I wanted to show you what I was doing real quick this morning before I get into the shop. We have a new product that are called cake mixes. There's a cupcake mix, there's different recipes, and there's a cake mix, which is for 10-inch squares. So there's a set of papers for charms, and then there's different sets for layer cakes. So we have a few for charms and a few for layer cakes. So this is the cake mix, cupcake mix recipe. This is from Moda. And you pin sheets of paper to your charm pack or to your layer cake if you're doing the larger one. And you can see then, when you're done sewing, you sew on the 2 dotted lines, trim it up, and then you have 2 options. So you can either just cut down the middle and have 2 half square triangles. You can cut into the shapes so you get 2 smaller squares, and you actually get 4 because there's 2 on the side, 2 on this side, and then 2 smaller half square triangles. Or again, you can leave it large if you just cut down the middle and you have the 2. So we have a little display set up in the shop now, a little felt board. I'm doing these for you to come in and just sort of play with it, see if you like the design. It helps you just sort of design your own quilt, tabletop, whatever you may want to use. It does come with some suggestions of what you can do with the different sizes. And again, if you get the layer cake, then of course you've got larger pieces to work with, and these are smaller. So I am zipping these up real quick and I'll show you real quick. And I'm just going to whip them down and sew on my other line. Snip these. And if you're not sure, you know, sometimes it's hard to eyeball where your needle's going to go. So remember, you can always hand crank down. So I can see I'm going to be a little bit off, and there we go. That'll work. And then you can start sewing. So you never have to try to guess every time. So I'm going to stop there just to be able to show you. So as you can see, I've sewn on the 2 dotted lines. They make it very easy. So your straight lines are the lines you cut. So stay tuned. I'm going to do my cutting in the shop later this morning. Hi everyone, I am in the store now, so I want to show you the best way to cut up your cupcake mixes. So again, you want to keep your squares pinned, and you'll see why in a few minutes. So you're first going to trim, we're going to trim these edges off. So all the way around our little scalloped edges. So we're going to trim those off. Now this is where I used my little ball needles. It would have been better if I would have used the flat head flowers, but I can wing this enough to show you how you're gonna cut this because your ruler won't lay flat. So we're just gonna go around and trim our pieces. So you've trimmed all your edges off. Okay, next, you're gonna be tempted to cut that line, but I don't want you to do that yet. First, cut right down the middle. So you've got this split. So now you've got 2 pieces, okay? So next you're going to cut your 2 pieces in half there, right along that straight line. So your rule of thumb will be you're sewing along the dotted lines, you're cutting along the solid. Cut around your squares. This is where that pin is critical. so your two pieces can still stay together and you don't get fabric getting out of line. So then when you take it apart, you have two squares, and you'll have two sets because I haven't trimmed this other one yet. And you end up with four little half square triangles. And then you're just going to take your paper off. It comes off pretty easily. If you hold at your seam right there and pull, you get that big piece off. And then you can just pull that side off. Now I wanted to show you a second option. You don't have to cut them into the smaller pieces. You could keep them larger if you just wanted to work with the half square triangles. And I think this is a great tool, especially for beginners, because you've got the guided lines for your cutting. But it, I think, makes half square triangles a little less daunting. So then you could leave the pieces larger, pull off that paper, and then open it up. Now you'll have to do on all your pieces, you've got to trim your little dog ears. Then you've got just a nice half square triangle. So I'm going to be cutting some of these in the larger pieces and some of these into the smaller pieces. I'm going to give you a shot of the board next. Play around, design your own quilt using Miss Rosie Quilt Company cupcake or cake mix recipes. Okay, so Judy is going to show you the design your own quilt board we've got set up just to play around again with these cupcake recipes so you can see how they work with a charm pack. You get 2 charm packs worth of sheets in each tablet of cupcake mix recipes. So a little goes a long way. And as you can see, you can just play around. So we do have some that are just the full half square triangles. The others are in the smaller pieces. So you can just design your own quilt block and have some fun with it.